Welcome to another episode of the Pencil Pushers Project. If this is your first time listening, this is a podcast where we primarily discuss music, but we also tap into social media, pop culture, entertainment, sports, movies, so on and so forth. We thank you for listening and tuning in. I am your co-host, or host number one, Jae, and I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Xae.
What's up, y'all? Xae. I'm here today.
You know,
ready to play.
All right. For some reason, these are supposed to be easier, but the intro is always kind of funny because I don't know how I'm gonna approach it.
Yeah.
All right, but
we'll figure it out one day.
We'll figure it out. In any event, we thank you for tuning in. This is episode 25. Yes, 25. 25. All right, and if you are on social media, please follow, like, subscribe, comment, all the above. If you check the description, you will find our links to all of our social media DSPs and social media accounts. So without further ado, how's your week been, man?
It's been a crazy one. It's been a crazy one.
I feel like I've been saying that every week for like
all of 2020.
Since like February. Well, since Kobe.
Yeah.
So basically every week since man. So
it's been a crazy one. I guess I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're gonna dive into the events this week, so I'm not gonna sit and do a deep dive on events. I guess I'll talk about my personal thing right now. I upgraded to YouTube Premium.
May I ask why?
Those ads got kind of annoying.
Well, I have it. I've had YouTube.
You got YouTube Premium?
Yeah.
Oh damn! I was coming in with a slight flex on you. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of ready.
Welcome aboard, young man. Welcome aboard.
That didn't work out.
I'm gonna say this, man.
It changed my life.
It's kind of cool to like have your phone closed and still have the music playing.
Man, bro, it's crazy. I was in Sam's today. It's this YouTuber called Urinating Tree. All he talks about is sports. Like, he talks about sports, but he does, like, shit posting on sports. So he just talks shit. Mm-hmm. Man, so I stopped watching. I had to, like, pick up something in Sam's. I was looking at the video, so I turned my phone off, and the video kept going. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, no, YouTube not playing.
So there's people who do, like, live streams, and sometimes, like, I'll be in the car, or I may be in the store, like you said, and I listen to them. And I don't have to have the phone up all the time. I could just minimize the screen or black the screen out and it still plays. But I had YouTube Premium, or I have it, but there was a certain point in time where I had to report a card stolen. So I lost it. Then I watched the video and an ad came up. So what the fuck is this? So I said, you know what? Maybe I don't need the YouTube Premium. So then I watched the same video.
Oh, man.
Another ad comes up. I said, oh, no. I grabbed that wallet so fast.
Bro.
I said, no, I can't do this, Doc.
Bro, I upgraded, and I feel like, I don't know, like when you awake from a very long nap? Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I felt. I was just like, what have I been doing for the last, I don't know how long YouTube Premium's been a thing, but I feel like I've really been fucking up.
Then you can't go back to humble beginnings because now I feel too bougie now.
Oh, no, I can't go back.
You peasants watching the ads.
YouTube Premium worth it, man.
Yeah, man.
It's clutch. I can't lie.
Yeah. So,
what else? Was that might have been the highlight of my week. That really might have been my highlight.
That's crazy, bro.
But, what about you?
This week has... crazy is one of those words that says nothing and everything at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's been crazy, bro. It's been hectic. A lot of stuff going on all over the place. And just trying to make it, man. Just trying to make it. And, excuse me. Bro, I ain't got the words, man. But
yeah, no,
I guess
I understand.
I guess without further ado, we're gonna start the podcast. We're recording on a Sunday, so you guys will probably hear this Monday or Tuesday. But as you probably know by now, we have to start off with some bad news. On Friday evening, actor Chadwick Boseman, it was announced that he had passed away after a 4-year battle with colon cancer. And I'll just give you a kind of a rundown of how the news came to me. So I'm on the phone with my girl, and I'm just kind of venting already because I'm like, yo, man, this social media shit is like overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
Oh yeah, didn't I text you? I text you about that.
You text me about
just how Facebook's gotten so political.
Yeah. So we had that. Yeah, we had that chat, and you know, kind of the same thing. Like even just everything with social media, and from where it started to where it's progressed now. You know, I remember when I first got on social media, like outside of like my business, it was just one of those things where it's like, you know, you see some stuff that's funny, you repost it, cat videos, stupid shit like that.
Chocolate Rain. What was it called?
Chocolate Rain.
Chocolate Rain. I remember that.
You know, and things like that. And of course, where it's evolved to now, there's social commentary left and right about politics. There's social commentary about what's going on with entertainment, so on and so forth. We're in the current climate of, you know, social injustice. It's at a high right now for the first time in a long time. And I'm scrolling, so I see a picture of Chadwick Boseman, and I'm on Facebook, and it says, actor Chadwick Boseman, 43, dies of cancer. And I was on the phone, and I was like, yo, Chadwick Boseman died. And my girl said, no, he didn't. And then I got mad in that moment, because I'm like, yo, I wouldn't lie about no shit like that. But when I peeled myself back from it, I was like, yo, if somebody would have told me that, like right there on the spot, I'd have probably been like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so that's just kind of where I was at when it happened. And it just really, it shocked me, man. It was such a devastating thing. I'll let you give your take on it in a second, but I'll just say this one thing here. You know, it was just the thing that really hit me is when people have cancer, typically you know that they have it, and you watch them battle through it, i.e. a Stuart Scott or a Craig Sager or anyone that you know who's been battling with cancer, and even if they succumb to it, you've kind of prepared yourself for it. Because you're like, okay, he's been fighting, he fought a long time, you know, unfortunately he got the best of him, but he fought through it. So it just really just hit me. It really hit me just tough, man. Like I said, and this was in conjunction with how I was already feeling in my brain about, like we talked about, what social media seems to be becoming in this current day and age right now. So tell me a little bit about
how I found out.
Yeah.
Well, you were the first person to tell me. I didn't even know. So what happened was I was actually driving to go pick up a pizza, and then you texted me. I was driving, and you said, bruh, Chadwick Boseman died. And I'm just like, what, nigga? Like, you know, it's kind of like one of those things where I'm thinking of Chadwick Boseman. Mm-hmm. And it seemed kind of crazy. So it kind of shocked me. Like, it was like a shock to the system. I'm like, whoa, wait, nah. So then you sent me that. And while I'm driving, I Googled Chadwick Boseman. And first thing I see, TMZ, Chadwick Boseman dies, 43. And, you know, TMZ has gotten this shit together. Remember, they used to fake post all the time, but now, you know, they're legit. They went legit. So I'm like, okay, maybe they just got it messed up. Go to Twitter, Chadwick Boseman dead. I'm like, what? And I remember I literally shed like 2 tears in the car while driving. I'm sitting here like, wait, from what? Because I didn't, at the moment, all I saw was he's dead. Yeah. Because it's not like I could sit there and just read detail like I'm driving.
Yeah.
So I shed 2 tears and driving. And I parked when I made it to the pizza place, and then I read that it was from colon cancer. And I'm sitting here like, colon cancer? When did he even get cancer? Mm-hmm. You know, it was one of those things where I'm just reading like, damn, this is crazy. And I remember I walked into the pizza shop and I looked at the guy. It was this black dude, man. He looked torn. And I'm like,
he gave you that look like y'all both know.
Yeah, he looked torn, man. Like he looked at me like, you're here to pick up. He looked like he didn't want to be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And so he gave it to me. I got back in the car, and I don't know. I kind of just sat there for a second. I'm just like, damn, like he's really dead.
Yeah.
You had to kind of like, you didn't even want to accept it. It was like when Kobe died.
Yeah, that's the process. The all of a sudden.
Yeah, and it was so and it was so late at night. Yeah, it was like 10:30 at night.
Yeah,
I remember, and I called my mom. I said, "Mom, did you see what just happened?" And she's like, "What?" I said, "Chadwick Boseman died." And she didn't even believe me. She said, "No, he didn't."
Yeah.
And then she said, it's the first thing, as soon as she pulled up on Facebook, first thing she's like, "Oh my God, he's really dead."
Mm-hmm.
And
listeners, bear with us. We may be talking about this for a little bit because it's still kind of fresh.
Really fresh.
And one of the things that stood out to me, and I'll toss it back to you in a second, is he shot some of the best, the most successful Marvel movies in this position.
He shot one of the most successful movies of all time
in this situation
with cancer.
I'm sure they do know, but when Marvel does their press runs for films,
they go,
and they go all over the world.
Yeah, they go,
and they're doing interviews in China, they're doing interviews in different parts of Europe, they're doing interviews here in the States, and they're doing a press run for this movie, and he hasn't vocally made it public. He hasn't said anything about it.
Nobody knew.
Which is another thing that I'm really proud of, that in a current day and age where people are dying to know your business, he was surrounded by people who did not spill his business.
Yeah.
You could sell that to a tabloid and make you a nice piece of change off of that.
Easily.
You feel what I'm saying? And for that to stay on the wraps for 4 years, and
that's a testament to Marvel too.
Yes.
That's a testament to
them. I really want to salute everyone that was around him to have the dignity in a time, like I said, a time like today where that should be normal, but it's almost foreign.
Mm-hmm.
I really just want to applaud his people. I want to applaud Marvel. I want to applaud his family. The doctors who were a part of they said he had multiple surgeries, multiple sessions of chemo as well. And there were certain videos where he looked slimmer, and I just assumed that
everybody thought it was for movie world.
Yes. Yeah. I'll be the first to admit I was one of those people. I was like, well, he may be doing a movie.
Yeah.
And for it to go out the way he went out, like I said, it's hurts, but knowing what he accomplished still in the condition that he was, I have a sense of pride, man. I have a pride. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of that there's people like him that are still in this world, and he could have had every reason to tell Marvel, yo, I can't do Black Panther. I can't do this movie. I got to chill out. And he still made that effort.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a real life hero. You gotta that man film, and it wasn't just Marvel films. He filmed a couple films in these last 4 years.
Message to the King, 21 Bridges,
The Five Bloods. It's a lot. Yeah. So for him to suffer, and then for him to do it quietly, because he was suffering through that filming. So for him to suffer through all that filming, still go do community outreach, see kids in hospitals who had cancer just like him, and they had no idea. That takes a different kind of person. And I don't think I've ever seen or heard of anything like that, honestly.
Off the top of my head, I can't say that I have. Like I said, it's really a testament to the type of character. And I talk about character a lot because I do think that's one of the things that for a lot of people in this world, they don't really pride themselves on how they carry themselves and how they treat people. And, you know, I've seen him do a lot of things from the success of Black Panther. And from what I've seen, it's all been good, man. He's been receptive to people. People have been receptive to him. They've sung his praises. They've, you know, and like I said, and this is what speaks to people having that type of respect for him, to respect his privacy.
Yeah, you. That's the thing. That's how you know you're dealing with a genuine person.
And this is how you know that there are rules. People will say all the time that, oh, this is the internet. This is when you're in the public eye, that's just part of the game. But this is a reminder that no, you can still choose to have a standard and a code and uphold someone's privacy and say, you know what, I'm gonna respect this. I respect this man enough to not, put his business out in the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's something that gets lost in the sauce a lot of times with, like I said, social media. Everyone is either they want to be in your business or everyone's just sharing everything in the world that's going on with them. Mm-hmm. And, when you want to be private, people will look at you funny because, oh, you think you this or think you that. So, like I said, I really just applaud him and him still wanting to live his life the way he wanted to live it, even through his last days.
Yeah.
And, as far as I know, colon cancer it's not really common that it's found that young. Mm-hmm. Typically, those are the type of things that are checked a little bit later, at upper 40s, or mid 40s, I should say. So if he passed at 42 and he's been dealing with 4 years, so in his late 30s is when they detected
that's
it.
When he found it,
which is not super common. So I'm not going to sit here and I know people, and yes, it is important. Yes, men, check your health, get checked out, but I don't want to say that to assume that he didn't do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think at the separate point you can state, yes, men, it is important to get your health checked. Because that is important. But again, I did want to approach this positively, and I think one of the good things about it is that even in this space where we're talking about, you said Facebook is super political.
Yeah,
I see people, regardless of their political stances right now, I see people, at least for that brief moment in time, showing this man the respect for what he did and respecting the fact that, in his in that state that he was in, he was still determined to produce and give, especially for Black people. I know what
that was a big part.
Regardless of whatever you think about the movie, I know what that movie did for a lot of Black people, a lot of young Black people. Mm-hmm. And I don't have children, but I have some friends who have children, and some of them are saying, "Hey, it was hard to tell my kids that Black Panther isn't here."
That what's funny, that was actually that was one of the first things I thought about when he died. I'm like, man, how is the youth gonna take this one?
Yeah,
because it wasn't like he was just a symbol. Yes, he's a symbol for African Americans, but he was really loved by kids, no matter what the color was. It didn't matter. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another testament of just him as a symbol, as a cultural. Because he's going to be remembered as an icon, no matter how you put it.
Yep.
Whether it be because of the roles he played or because how he handled this situation.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. It's a two-way street. He handled both situations in ways that a lot of people, I say 99% of people couldn't have did what he did. And this is me being honest. Most people would have came out and said it. Never heard it.
And I wouldn't have faulted him if he said it.
No.
But him not saying it, And even beyond that, like his actual performance, I can honestly say in Civil War, he was one of the best characters in that movie,
easily,
if not the best.
That was the Black Panther movie.
You feel what I'm saying?
That was Black Panther.
Hey, I was in the group chat earlier. I was like, yo, everybody, all them dudes at the airport that was bullshitting, fucking around. Black Panther was with the business.
Yeah,
he was out there really trying to. Yeah. He really wanted blood. These niggas out here throwing cars and trying to play around and shit. Like Black Panther, his character was he was focused, and like I said, Chadwick. I mean, we're talking about he's in a space with, and this is how everyone loves Iron Man. Everyone loves Captain America, and this is his first introduction in that space, and he shines. Even amongst those quote unquote giants, and I only say giants in terms of the equity that they've built off of their own solo films. Him not having a solo film and him just being introduced as a character from the outside in his first major film as that character, I think he really shined in that movie.
No. He was definitely a major part. Even like didn't his dad die in the movie and all that? The explosion. Yeah.
T'Chaka.
Okay,
T'Chaka. That was the whole. Yeah, that was the
premise.
That's
what kicked off the whole thing.
Yeah,
right?
That was the premise.
Okay.
And I don't want to just, and I do. I'm only speaking of Black Panther because I think that's what most people know him for. But make no mistake.
42 was dope.
42, incredible movie. Marshall, incredible movie. I have not seen Get On Up, so I can't speak to that. Message to the King, awesome movie. 21 Bridges, really good movie. And I think he was obviously continuing, and he was
he had a movie with Netflix coming out too.
Yeah. Or The Five Bloods. I
know. No, he had another one coming out.
Yeah, but I was just gonna throw that movie in there.
Okay.
I haven't seen that movie, or I haven't seen it in its entirety. But I just don't want to limit him to Black Panther.
Yeah, no, he was bigger than that.
His claim.
He was absolutely honestly, even like I said, the things he did outside his acting career too.
Yeah,
that's something else that deserves a lot of light.
Yeah,
because I can't imagine that kind of duality of seeing kids who look up to you with cancer, and you have cancer, and nobody else in the world knows it, but all these kids knows that you're their hero. I can't imagine that. So I can only imagine like what those kids are thinking now that he's going, but he never said it. It's a lot, man. When you really think about it, that his strength, man, I can't imagine. I really don't know. I can't imagine what that is.
Yeah, and I think for his castmates in Black Panther, his castmates in other movies,
all the movies.
The guy,
because they all seem to really like him.
Yeah. So I watched 21 Bridges. The black guy, I can't remember his name.
I didn't see 21 Bridges.
It's a pretty good movie, but the actor in the movie, he plays with Taylor Kitsch as like his buddy or something like that. But he posted something last night, and that's a dude. I think his name is something Steph. I'm fucking it up. But if you've seen 21 Bridges, it's the other black guy.
The other black guy. I got it.
It's the other black guy. But castmates, obviously those in the Marvel world, those in other films, have spoken his praises. But like I said, just the man that he was and the person that he was. I really hope people, what they take from this situation is that everyone has a battle that they're fighting.
Yep.
You may not know what it is.
Yep.
But even in that battle, you can still find strength, not only to help yourself, but to help others and help motivate and inspire others and give greatness to other people. So, I will leave it at that. If you want to say anything else, I'll pass it to you. But once again, rest in peace.
I think he just showed that the world that there's no excuses to not help people. It doesn't. Even if it costs you something, you don't have an excuse not to help, not to inspire. The world's bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? I think that was like the biggest thing I got out of his. Just finding out the details. I'm pretty sure more details are going to come out about stuff he was dealing with that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You was about to say rest in peace and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one last thing too.
Go ahead.
One last thing.
Go ahead.
And then obviously rest in peace.
Of course.
But he had this again. This is coming off of the success of Black Panther and dealing with this, and he probably had every reason to be bitter and upset,
absolutely,
and frustrated.
I never saw that dude down one time,
and he was able to persevere through that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what he dealt with behind closed doors, but I do know that everything he exemplified in the public was that of a good man. And again, to his family, to the fellow fans, because again, we're fans of his as well. Let's all take from this moment, even in the situation that we're all in our collective and individual lives. Obviously, a lot of us are affected by the pandemic. A lot of us are affected by what we're seeing on TV with, Kenosha, politics, the whole nine. And in the midst of all of that, we can still try to be good people and try to help to bring joy to other people.
Absolutely.
And I will close it up with that on Chadwick. Once again, rest in peace to you. And thank you again for everything that you've given to us. So,
yep.
All right. That was tough, man. I didn't think
it was. I mean,
but we got through it, man.
It's a tough shit. That's not even that was a part of the week. We ain't even diving in there.
That hit us late. That hit us late.
Late one.
So, you want to condolences to Cliff Robertson as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 13 NBA seasons, 6th man of the year. Did he win defensive man? Maybe. I think he won defensive player of the year too one time.
Former player with the Portland Trailblazers,
Phoenix Suns. Mm-hmm. It was a couple. He played for 5 teams?
Several teams.
Yeah.
I don't know the cause of death.
Yeah, brain aneurysm.
Okay. To his family and to his fans, of course, we send our condolences. Rest in peace. And there was one more.
Lou Olson. Yeah. He was a former coach of. Oh, he went to the Hall of Fame. I didn't know that. University of Arizona. All right, everyone.
All right. Rest in peace to these gentlemen. And it's hard to pivot. Where are we going next?
Man, it's been a week. I guess we can go ahead and get into the Jacob. You want to talk about Jacob Blake since we already want
to? Sure, we can. I mean, we can go there. We already
in the.
We in the thick of it now. So, again, those who are listening or watching, this is Sunday. We're recording, but as it currently stands now, Jacob Blake and the Kenosha Police Department. It's just a lot of crazy shit. There was the incident that involved an officer shooting of Jacob Blake 7 times in the back. There have been conflicting stories about the shooting being justified. They say that Jacob Blake had a knife and he was going to his car and reached for the knife.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. They shot him in the back. And, of course, there's the unrest of the people. They said he was there to break up a fight. Again, it's just a lot of information that's out there. So I'm just gonna give my personal opinion on it. I don't believe there's any reason to shoot a man in the back with his kids in the car unless he is threatening you. If you feel a personal threat of your life as an officer, that would be the only thing that would warrant that. The man's back is turned. The man's kid's in the car. What happened to when the bullets ricochet and hit the kid? Hit one of his children.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
That situation could have went. Oh man.
And
there's 1,000 ways that situation could have went.
And I will never understand how multiple cops can't subdue a person. This dude, he didn't look like a big guy. He didn't look like he was like a, I just never understand that. I never understand how multiple officers cannot like physically restrain a person who doesn't look like they're physically hard to restrain.
Yeah.
There are reports that they tried to tase them or they tased them, or again, I don't know, but nothing from what I saw showed that this man was a threat to the officer. He had his back to him. So go
ahead.
That's where I'm at with it. So
I said this before on an earlier episode, and I'm getting back to it. I know everybody loves to say, don't get me wrong, this whole thing did start as like a racial thing, but once again, this is beyond race at this point. This is a protocol. Like, this is a culture that we're dealing with. You're dealing with a police culture where they're just used to getting away with shit in general. You got unions that protect these people. You got laws that protect police from all sorts of things. So I'm not even viewing this as a race thing. I'm just viewing this as like, this seems like the police are just at a point now where they just feel invincible in general. And I think this is a testament to that. How you shoot somebody 7 times who got their back turned to you? It didn't make, how you shoot the fact that you shot him once is already insane. But 7?
Did he grab his shirt? Did he have like his shirt grabbed and
when I saw the video, it seemed like they had a hold on him. Honestly, I'm pretty sure they would have caught that door before it closed. Even if it's just for you to think that you need to pull out a gun and shoot someone when their back is turned to you. That speaks to you as a person. And I don't know. I'm kind of just tired of it. You can't even sit here and, because it's in the point now where I can't even come up with words for it, because
it's like seeing the same movie that's being acted out by different characters.
Right.
So you're just like, damn, I know where this is headed. I know where this is going. As soon as they shot him, I said, I know they finna go to the man. They finna try to pull up the man record and say he was this, he was that.
Which is exactly what they did.
And they finna try to say, oh, y'all trying to paint him as a victim? No, this is what the guy done. Blah, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah. And it's like it's just a repetitive thing, and I just think that I don't want us to stray away. I know when we talk about wanting change for racial and social injustices, I agree with all of that. I also think that we have to still remember, and in my view, the priority is police reform. And like you said, I do think there's a racial component, and I do think that sometimes that component is looked at so intently that we also have to remember it's a culture.
Yeah.
And it has more so to do with the power that people feel that they have with a badge and a gun.
Exactly.
And because if we rewind back a few months, I saw an elderly white guy get pushed on the floor by cops.
Yep.
And walked right past them because they felt they could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And when these individuals have these tools that make them feel empowered, that's what it really speaks for to me. It speaks to how they feel as an enforcer of the law and the type of authority that they have. And any attempt to even lawfully challenge that authority, like if an officer gives an unlawful order, and as a citizen I say, yo, I'm not legally required to do that. Now their ego kicks in.
Yeah.
So you think you big time now? You think you can challenge? You think so? Now we go in a different way with it now because now their ego is fractured. So, there's not much we can speak on in this topic.
Again, we haven't already said.
So I really think it's it's just a dangerous thing right now, because now we fast forward to the protests. Okay, mm-hmm. So we have the Kenosha protests, and then we have the young man Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yep.
He allegedly came to protect businesses, and his mom drove him from Illinois to,
which is insane.
And that whole ordeal goes left. He shoots and kills 2 protesters after some sort of dispute. Again, mm-hmm. there's a story that says, he was attacked with a Molotov cocktail. He was physically threatened, and just all this shit that stems from it. And now, it's just like a movie that just keeps playing over and over again. I personally think the young man, I think he's only going to get charged for illegally having a gun. Just the way that this thing is, the way they're shaping this narrative, they're not going to get him on anything. They're going to say he was self-defense.
Yeah, it's didn't they say the police didn't even touch him after this, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
That's some wild shit.
And
that's wild.
I just personally find it hard to believe that I'm going to drive half an hour, which is not far, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to drive half an hour because I need to protect these businesses and help these. In
a whole city that I don't live in. With a Facebook group that literally was formed that day. Because I'm pretty sure they formed that Facebook group the day of the protest. Then decided to meet where the protest was going to be. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, we're here because we stand with Black Lives Matter, but we want to protect the businesses." And I'm just like, what the fuck is up with y'all? Like,
yeah, I think Buddy should have stayed his butt home. He should have stayed his behind home.
They all should have stayed home.
They all should have stayed. No,
all of them.
I'm with you. And what I will say too, and we got to be careful with people who are quote unquote protesting in our name. And it's like, I don't understand, like, tactically speaking, if you are approaching someone with a firearm, you're at a disadvantage. Mm-hmm. And you don't have a firearm. Like, that's not smart.
Yeah,
that's not smart. And I don't say that to be insensitive. I'm just saying, like, it has to make it make sense. Make it make sense. You have to know. At least in my brain, again, this young dude, he alleges he's trying to help businesses out. I personally think he's out there looking for smoke. He was looking for that.
Yeah, man. Look, anytime you show up in some fucking in a bulletproof vest and an assault rifle to a damn protest, you're looking for something.
He was looking for somebody to antagonize him.
Yeah, because what you showing up there with
They antagonized him. He fired off on him, and ultimately he like I said. He is. I think he's only going to get that gun charge, and I think that's a misdemeanor. I don't even think it's a felony. I think it's a misdemeanor. And what has all for what 2 lost lives, and
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's exhausting, man. Like I said, we really. I'm trying to think of something fruitful to.
It's not, bro. I don't think there's anything good to say about this one.
But I think. But I do think that, again, we have to be specific with things that we want changed. If we look back to the Breonna Taylor situation, they implemented a law that got rid of the no-knock warrants.
Yeah,
that was something specific. Those are the types of things we should be asking for. Protesting, in my brain, is to get the attention of the people. I think we have the attention. Now we have to be intentional with the demands that we want.
Yeah, because I feel like now you're in the point now where you're dealing with white people who, oh shit, I don't want to say specific, fuck it, whatever. Well, you're in the point now where you're just dealing with some white people who are just looking at the movement and just automatically assuming that you're just coming to burn shit up. Like that's the point we're hitting.
They have been now in their brain. BLM, Antifa, all this shit is attack.
It's the same shit.
It's an attack on America.
Yeah, and
it's attack on America. And if from what I saw, this young man, he got over $100,000 in donations for his defense.
What?
He got over $100,000 worth of donations for his defense.
What, he started Kickstarter or some shit?
I don't know,
okay.
GoFundMe or whatever, but people.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
The quote unquote American people, a lot of the American people believe that he is a hero.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is why I told you we need to move out this country, man.
and this is what I said when I was like, you know what, this social media shit is overwhelming. And then Chadwick.
That's crazy.
And I was like,
I didn't even know that.
Man, it's really like I said, man, let's talk about music.
It's depressing. This shit is depressing.
Let's talk about music, man. We 40 minutes in, and we said we was a music podcast, and by golly, we're gonna do our best we're gonna do our best to try to make this thing a silver lining. But so let's go ahead.
All right, man. Where you want to start?
We both listened to Internet Money.
Yep.
So Internet Money before the storm. So Internet Money, from what I understand, is a collective of producers, Taz Taylor and Nick Mira, two producers who are known for some of their work with Juice WRLD, other individuals in that
a lot of people that we just didn't know they were cool with. Basically.
Yeah, a lot of individuals that we didn't know they rock with. So Internet Money, you listened to it. What did you think about it?
That shit was ass.
Oh.
I'm just being honest.
Just when we thought we escaped the depressive.
y'all thought this depressing was over? Oh no. Yeah, man, this album was like listening to a bunch of nursery rhymes. I really didn't like it.
Man.
It was it was a 48-minute long snooze fest for me, man. I don't know. It was really generic. And it was crazy. A lot of these songs sounded like throwaways to me. I'm actually pretty sure most of this album was throwaways. Except maybe that Lemonade song.
Lemonade's hard. That's the only song I think I liked on it.
Lemonade was hard, and that's why it was the lead single.
Yeah.
But the rest of this album, man, it's not that good.
Put Don Toliver on more of your shit.
Please. I'm starting to see Don Toliver pop up on more and more stuff now.
He's
good for him.
Yeah.
Favorite tracks, Jesus Christ.
You ain't got to force it. You ain't got to force it.
The production was generic. The beats were generic. The song was generic. Everything was generic. It's a 48-minute long album. I'm sorry, listeners. I really ain't got too much positive shit to say about this album. I can't recommend it. Shit, man. Let me pull this album up. Anyway, so yeah, in case, like you said, Internet Money is our two white producers.
Once again, the black man. Nah.
Two white producers, who worked with a lot of people who we didn't know about.
I think another one of their claims to fame, but they started out as like the YouTubers who would make like those producers that make like Juice WRLD type beat or so and so type beat.
Yeah.
And I think Ninth Wonder, him and Taz Taylor and Ninth Wonder had like a little, I don't want to say beef. I don't think that's the accurate word, but Ninth Wonder had a gripe with those types of people because he felt like they cheapen the art because it's not copying is not creation. Like if you make like a Southside type beat, then it's just you're just mimicking a popular producer. You don't have your own flair, type of thing.
I can see that, but yeah. So if y'all want to listen to the album, be my guest. I guess I really didn't like it. Favorite songs, Lemonade. I don't know what to say about this album. I really don't. I didn't like it. I think if you speak more on it, I can talk more shit about it.
No, I mean, look. So last week I said I didn't like Thrusting. In comparison to the rest of the songs, Thrusting's not that bad.
Highlight.
It's not that bad. Thrusting's not that bad. I know it's a great value, unforgettable, but it's not that bad. So listen, to me, there's a difference between artists who collaborate, and it's like, look at like a Dreamville, where it's like the collaboration seemed to be more organic, and more like there's a more of a creative imprint behind it. This just seems to be volume shooting. Just volume shooting. Just
and with a couple plugged in verses, because I'm like I said, I think these songs are throwaways, and I also think they put some verses from other songs onto these songs. I really think they did that.
I think sometimes these cats, because they're probably cool with each other, they're probably like, or they have some sort of relationship. Hey, bro, we should work together. Hey, let's work. Sometimes just because y'all like each other's shit doesn't necessarily mean y'all should work together. It doesn't, like, you don't have to force it. Like, you don't have to, like, just be fans of each other from afar.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that creative energy, you can tell when it's smooth and it's been grown and it's been cultivated, and you can tell when it's like just disjointed, and it's just like, there's even certain songs where like one person may have like a decent verse, but the other person will come fuck it up. You feel what I'm saying? Like this Ty Fontaine dude, like there's a couple, there's a couple songs I'm just like,
that was their homie.
It must have been.
That was definitely the homie.
And I'm just like, yo, man, like he got a lot of features on this album, and he kind of like fucking it up. So
yeah, that was one person.
So I'm just sitting here like, man, sometimes just be friends. just be friends, man.
Hey, we definitely named it an episode.
Just be friends.
Just
man.
be friends. That is the best way to do
man.
it.
It's cool. Like, hey, man, I like your stuff. I don't know if our creative energies are. I don't know if we'll mesh well. It's okay to say that. That's okay. Hey, man, I'm not sure if we'll gel well.
I think we need that. We need more honesty. We need more. No, not honesty. We need more self-awareness.
It's no shame in, like, it's no diss to knowing, like, hey, bro, you do what you do and what I do. I think it's good separately.
Yeah.
I don't know how it'll work together.
Because
now y'all sitting in the studio and y'all got to force some shit up.
Because that's what this whole album sound like. Some forced shit.
I'm not going to hold you. I fuck with Lemonade, and Thrusting got thrusted to the second favorite song on this project. Listen, man, 5 out of 10 for me.
Oh, I didn't even give it a score.
It's okay.
Oh.
That's this total. You're 2.5 for me, 2.5 for you, 2.5 for you.
We'll count it for 5.
Hey, 5 total.
Oh my god, it wasn't good. God damn.
All right, so before the storm, after the storm, in the storm, I had a storm. Nah,
man. Keep the storm.
You keep it.
Keep that damn storm.
All right, so moving on. The only other album that I think came out was The Locks.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, The Lock. I'm sorry.
So I listened to it, and unbeknownst to me, because certain streaming platforms, they don't really highlight the older guys like that, but
they don't.
It's okay. The Locks came out with Living Off Experience, 14 songs, and
was it lyrical slaughter?
Well, in their way.
Okay.
Jada and Styles, honestly, all three of them, but I've just know Jada, Kiss, and Styles have been more active recently.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard Chic too much, but they still got it. They still the short version of this review is that they stick to what they know. They have some good features. I'm not gonna lie. They got T-Pain, this Miss You featuring T-Pain.
Smoke.
It's fire.
Okay.
Do It To Me featuring Jeremiah. His so singing that. Listen. All right. This is positive. Positive.
So we gotta make this podcast positive.
Apologies. So Do It To Me featuring Jeremiah it's a great song. That's where I was actually finna go with that. Really good song. And then DMX, Bout Shit. DMX still sound like DMX.
That's good. Good for DMX.
Yeah. So it was great to hear him on some shit. I feel like to me, in my brain, it's always kind of been like, and this is no disrespect to Sheik, but again, I just know Jada Kiss and Styles P, they tend to, because they tend to be more active in it. They still, I think Sheik sounds a little rusty or a little bit.
Oh, Sheik definitely ain't been right. They probably called him up at the last minute.
And like I said, I just think it's because Jada and Styles P have been just a little bit more active lately.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the album. It's solid. It's solid. If you are a Lox fan, which I am, I think you'll be pleased with it. I think you should listen to it just to support. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's I'll say a 7. It's a 7. Oh, they got a West Side Gun and Benny Butcher feature on here.
Oh, I'm listening.
It's not bad. It's not bad. If you're familiar with Osmond Benjamin, I'm familiar with some of his stuff. It's a pretty decent song. The last few Loyalty and Love I do like, but the last few songs before that,
could have lived without.
Yeah, not really for me, but solid project. Good to hear. Good to hear these guys. Like I said, 7 out of 10 for me, and we can move on to some of these singles.
Oh man, boy, was a lot of singles. A lot of singles this week.
All right, go ahead and lead us off, brother.
All right, so top of the week, I guess we'll start with the Big Sean featuring Nipsey Hussle, Deep Reverence. Big Sean has officially announced that his album's coming out this Friday, Detroit 2. It's about time. I miss Big Sean.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It is a very, very good song.
Great song.
I think Big Sean I feel like all this time Big Sean has taken for himself has actually helped him in a lot of ways. And it's probably needed. So, shout out to him. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. I didn't even know he had he played,
if you remember the Hit Boy and Boy Wonder,
mm-hmm.
Boy Wonder beat battle, Hit Boy played this song.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And niggas was like, yo, no, we need that.
I'm starting to think Nipsey Hussle did a lot of songs for a lot of big artists that we just don't know about, and I think they're slowly going to come out between the duration of this year and next year.
Yeah.
I've been seeing him on a couple features where I didn't expect to see him.
Well, if you remember, before he passed, he was on Khaled's album, and then of course they released it when he passed. He was on him and Ross. Well, I mean, him and Ross worked together before, so that's not nothing.
Yeah,
new.
That's nothing new.
But I think even Nipsey has. I mean, he's worked with big artists in the past, so it's not necessarily.
Well, it's not new. I think it's more so just the big profile collabs. I don't think people really knew about.
Yeah, I agree. His verse. I mean, I can't. It's a Nipsey verse. It's he's speaking. He's talking that shit, man.
Basically, it's a dope song. I'm excited. I'm excited for Big Sean's album.
Yeah,
I'm real excited.
So I'm hoping that Big Sean delivers. Like you said, he's been on quite a journey, just in his personal life in his past few years. So I am excited to hear what he has to say.
Absolutely, I can't wait. I don't know what's September 4th. I guess
that's next Friday, I believe.
Cool. September 4th. It's coming out. So look out for that. We also had Calvin Harris featuring The Weeknd, Over Now. Ultimate breakup song. I love when Calvin Harris does like the R&B soul thing.
Uh-huh.
It's a really good song. You should listen to it.
Yeah, I should listen to the rest of these songs that you put on.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to listen to Calvin Harris?
No. Oh, I pardon me. I was saying that the only song I listened to on the list, I already talked about it.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is you. All right.
This is you.
My time.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Calvin Harris featuring The Weeknd, Over Now. Dope song. Definitely listen to it.
2-minute drill.
Black Thought featuring Pusha T, Swiss Beats, and Killer Mike. Good Morning. It is a lyrical slaughter, as I'm pretty sure you could have guessed by that lineup.
Yeah.
And it's a really good song. I don't think I really need to say much about this one.
I mean, I see the list. I see the names.
Yeah.
I already know what to expect.
Nothing really to say about that one. Just listen to it. Ty Dolla $ign featuring Nicki Minaj, Expensive. I'm a huge Ty Dolla $ign fan, and this song has been getting a lot of love. But I can honestly say, I don't really like it like that. It's cool. It's going to be on the radio, though. I can assure that. Mm-hmm. So, if you haven't checked that one out, go ahead. Expensive Ty Dolla $ign. I like Nicki. I'm glad Nicki's starting to rap more. I appreciate that. Conway the Machine featuring Dej Loaf off his upcoming album that I don't remember the name of, but he has an upcoming album coming out. And this song is called Fear of God. It's Conway. He's ripping. Dej Loaf did her thing. The beat, I think it was by Hit Boy. I think Hit Boy did the beat. Man, that man Hit Boy is working.
That man found a pandemic and was like, yo, who need beats?
Yeah.
Who need work?
I'm pretty sure Hit Boy did that beat, and that beat is crazy. It's a good song. It's real short, though. It's only like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Short song, short and sweet. I like it.
Hit Boy must have been busy. Like, yo, bro, I only got 2 minutes I can give you, bro. I got like 50 niggas I'm working with.
Another one, Octavian. I don't know who this guy is. This is the second song I've heard from him. Last week he dropped a song with Future called Rari. This one is called Famous featuring Gunna and St. John. It is a really good song. Gunna switched it up. Gunna sung. And it actually sounded good. Like I like it wasn't the no, like that man switched up the whole flow.
Gave us some different riffs.
It was nice.
Melodies.
I liked it. I really liked the song. So Octavian, I don't know if Octavian is like, I don't know if he's from London or Africa. I'm not too sure. I got to do my research on this dude. He got my interest though. I'm pretty sure he got an album coming out. So that's yeah. Oh, and one last single. Saweetie dropped her highly anticipated. I guess the song already came out before. I don't remember the name of it though.
Must not have been anticipating that much. No, just kidding.
I don't know. The streets, when it came out, the streets was talking. So Tap In. All right. So Saweetie dropped her song Tap In featuring Post Malone, DaBaby, and Jack Harlow. As you can guess it's a strip club anthem. I don't think I really needed to say that. But.
Oh, you saying highly anticipated because the Migos pressure at the game, huh? The Migos pressure.
I forgot about that. The Migos were at. I didn't see the Migos.
Quavo ran up on you and said, yo.
Hey, you better shout out that fucking song, nigga.
I heard you do a podcast, nigga. Yeah. The highly anticipated. Oh, I get it.
I forgot about that part of my week.
I was wondering why you was like highly anticipated. I was like, they must have ran down on you. They must.
Hey, man. Nah. Yeah, so she dropped that song. You're going to hear it in a strip club near you or in the grocery store near you or somewhere. So, yeah, there you go. Those are your singles for the week. And I recommend all of them, honestly. They're all, it's a little bit of something for everybody here.
True that. Cool. Real quick, I sent you the link to Black's Six Lack if you are a loser. No, I was kidding.
No, if you're a loser. No, you're not kidding. If you're a loser, you call him 6 Lack.
Live from the Ledge, a virtual concert that he did on Friday. And I believe he was somewhere in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure he was in Atlanta.
And it was good, man. I liked it. I enjoyed it. He performed some songs off of 6 Piece Hot and some other songs from some of his previous hits, stuff like that. It was about 30 minutes. The show, in part, was a fundraiser as well. So it was just something that I think I've seen some other artists Meg Thee Stallion as well.
Yeah, I think she had hers yesterday on Tidal.
Other artists who are leaning towards these virtual concerts.
Uzi did one too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he still has it up from I believe. So if you are a fan of Black on his YouTube page, he does have it up. Band went crazy. I'm not sure who his band was, but them boys got off. And it was I enjoyed it. Like I said, pretty dope show. And I like I didn't know how I would feel about these virtuals, but from what I've seen, at least from the artists that I really like,
they're doing their thing.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. In his case, I think having a band helps. I'm always gonna be a sucker for a live band.
Oh man, you give me a live band.
Yeah.
With a hip hop song.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm always gonna.
That's like putting a church choir in a hip hop song. Like it's an automatic W.
Yeah.
No matter how you put it.
It's hard to miss with that. It's a hard miss. I wonder how much I wonder how. Never mind. I'll leave that. But
okay.
Yeah, I had a thought, but I'm gonna let it be. Positive. Trying to stay positive.
Positive. Got it.
All right. So yeah, but if you're a fan of Black, Live from the Ledge, definitely check it out. And real quick, we got another versus that's coming up on Monday. Brandy versus Monica, August 31st. Tomorrow, or I guess by the time you hear this, it may have already passed.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm going to watch it because I do like both artists, but Tenet will be out. So
yep, that's out.
I'm just keeping it a buck.
Yep.
So I'm just keeping
we're a music podcast first, but we're also movie lovers.
But if I had to anticipate, I do think this is going to be a good battle, or artist appreciation, collaboration. I think they're going to push it more in that direction. So yeah, check it out if you have not already watched it by that time. Monday night, versus TV.
Coming to an iPhone near you.
Yeah, yep. Apple and all that gibberish. So, let's move on. So we got some TV. Let's keep it positive. TV.
This has been a tough podcast. It's been a tough one.
I think we're coming back into the green a little bit. So Lovecraft Country. Talk about it.
HBO's new banger.
Set some fire. Yeah, got some fire for the squad.
Lovecraft Country is that show. New episodes every Sunday 9 p.m. Come on a TV near you. If you have HBO, you broke boys could never.
How many episodes have you watched?
That's only 2 out. So I saw them both.
So it's already kind of
Third one comes out. Third one's tonight.
That's a good sign. Usually, the first 2 episodes you kind of know it's like either
you know what time it is.
Yeah.
You can at least check the temperature. But you got some shows that blossom in like the 5th episode, so it just depends.
What is your like, let's say like a Netflix show comes out or show comes out and let's say it's like 10 episodes. How many do you give it to like pick up before you're like, all right, my nigga?
4.
4.
I don't think you can judge a show by the first episode, honestly. Because the first episode, especially if it's a new series, it's an establishing.
They got to lay the groundwork. Yeah.
So you let go of the first. I let go of the first episode. Second episode, I count that as a figuring out episode. You're like, okay, we establish it. Where do we go from here? Cool, whatever. Third episode, you should have some sort of a ground, some sort of a premise of how you're gonna take shit for the rest of the season. By the 4th episode, you need to have the rest of the season laid out. Yeah. That's just how I feel.
No,
what about you?
Well, I would say I need to consider going forward. Now, what I mean by that is something's got to happen, like a IE like Ozark.
Okay.
Ozark. I think it was like the first episode. So Ozark starts off pretty decent, and then Dell finds out that they stealing money. And like shoots all them niggas, and I was like,
oh yeah.
And then Marty like finesses his way out of like, we want to talk about a talker. He finesses his way out of getting shot and just brings it and makes it the whole Ozark shit on the fly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now we got some action.
Yeah.
So I would prefer like, of course, out the gate, even Dark. We talked about. I think the first episode that one ended with like the portal or like the
when the kid dropped, you like, oh shit, hold on.
So it's like so I was like, okay, now we rocking.
I know like I had what made me go into that 4 episode, cause I used to judge shows by the first episode, but what made me stop doing that was I know it's because what we're talking about is like actual live action shows, but BoJack Horseman made me stop that. Mm-hmm. Because if I would have went off the first 2 episodes of BoJack Horseman, I would stop watching them shits.
Yeah.
Which I did for a while. But I remember I kept looking at reviews of the show and
it said stick it out.
Well, if you look on Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, all that, on all these review sites, BoJack Horseman has a flawless score for every season except their first season. So 2, 3, 4, and 5, like all the seasons are Rotten Tomatoes 100%, all of it. So that's what made me go back and be like, okay. And then when I hit the 4th episode, that's when I was like, oh shit, I see what they're talking about now. Because the thing is, if you read any of the reviews on BoJack Horseman, they all say the first 3 episodes are rocky. All of them.
Yeah, so stick it out.
And BoJack Horseman ended up becoming one of my favorite shows of all time. So that's why I stopped doing that. Because they had Bill, the Navy SEAL.
Oh,
Bill, that shit was funny. I think that was the 4th episode. I was like, okay, this is kind of funny.
Now we got something.
And then it started getting like real serious and really depressing. But it was good though. It's a great show. I think more people need to watch BoJack Horseman. That show don't get enough love, to me. But
okay. So
go ahead though.
Lovecraft Country. So go ahead.
Oh, I didn't even talk about Lovecraft Country, did I?
I'm bringing it back. Go ahead.
All right. Lovecraft Country, executive produced by J.J. Abrams and Jordan Peele. HBO basically said, yo, how much money y'all need? Okay. I'm pretty sure they just threw out a number and they just said, all right, go crazy. Because, the production in that show is insane. Every episode feels like a movie. The first 2 episodes I felt like I was watching a movie. And also the episodes are long. They're like an hour and 15, hour 20.
Well, that's about a movie.
They're about the length of a movie, man. But the money behind that show, you can see it. So it's about this black guy in the 50s who had just got back from the war. I'm not gonna say which war because I can't remember, but he returns back home only to find out that his dad has been kidnapped, and he goes out to find him. And upon that, he stumbles across the fact that he's actually inherited a lot of land, but he has white owners. I can't explain this shit. I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. But he basically mixes that, like the racial issues with horror and sci-fi. It's a crazy show. It's really I found out it was based off a book, so I can't even say it's original. But I didn't know it was based off a book. I thought they came up with this whole thing themselves. Which honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have came up with this by themselves. I wouldn't have been surprised. It's J.J. Abrams and Jordan Peele. So
yeah, most things these days are picked up by or it's an adaptation of some sort of book, play, so on and so forth. Which I don't have a huge problem with. Just make it good. I can rock with it.
Yeah. I heavily recommend this shit. I mean, it's only 2 episodes. It's only been 2 episodes out, but based on 2 episodes. And the thing is, I don't follow TV shows. I normally catch stuff after the fact. But now I'm sitting here like, damn, I can't wait till third episode, the 4th episode. Because, I missed the Game of Thrones. I don't even want to watch Game of Thrones because, like how some stuff I feel like is just for the moment.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't catch Game of Thrones with the rest of the world, I kind of know. That's how I feel. I keep saying I'm going to start Game of Thrones, but everybody already watched it.
Yeah, I think for Game of Thrones, I've tried, and I don't know. I guess the steam is kind of gone too, but
But
I may try it again.
Yeah, it's like The Last Dance. That's kind of how I viewed it. If you didn't watch The Last Dance with the rest of the world, I mean, you can watch it on Netflix, but it's not as cool.
It's different now, yeah.
Yeah.
The conversations, there's like, we done talked about that already.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, you should check it out, man.
I will.
So you say you've been watching Loose?
Well, I stumbled upon it. There was a movie on Amazon Prime, and I was like, oh, it's free. And there's blacks. No, just kidding.
That's a wild thought process.
Hey, sometimes they done finesse me. So, Loose is a movie that came out last year, and it stars Naomi Watts, Octavia Spencer, Kelvin. What's the dude's name? Pardon me, Kelvin Harrison. He's a young actor. He played in Waves. For those who are familiar with Waves, he was the young boy who played in Waves with Sterling K. Brown. But the premise of the movie, without giving away too much, is that he is an adopted son he's from Eritrea, and he's adopted by Naomi Watts' character along with her husband, who's played by Tim Roth. And throughout his life, he has been pushed to be almost like this perfect kid. Like he's an exceptional basketball player. He's like a super good, super exceptional debater. He's on a debate team, and he is basically like he thinks like a valedictorian as well. Like he's just all these like these great perfect things, and the incident takes place with one of his classmates, and also with an essay that he wrote that draws a little bit of ire from his teacher. And the short review version, or I guess the synopsis, is that this movie deals with like a lot of preconceived notions about obviously race, preconceived notions about perfect kids, and what determines whether or not a kid gets a pass based off of his parents, based off of his upbringing. There's another young man in the movie who something happens to him and he's not given the same benefit of the doubt. He's almost written off as like, oh, he's just going to be a part of his environment, blah, blah, blah. So it tackles a lot of those types of issues, elitism, classism, different things of that nature. And I think it's really good for generating conversation and just in those certain realms. It's a pretty good movie. Luce, the actor who plays Luce, Kelvin Harrison. Again, I've seen him in Waves. He did good in that movie. He did really good in this movie, and I like movies, man. And this is an actor who I am gonna kind of keep my eye on, because I don't think that there's a ton of good actors that we talk about outside of like your status quo, Denzel Washington. like there's like a handful of guys. There's like a handful of people in our field. Even though I think there's a lot of good actors, that I think that don't get the same type of accolades. Mm-hmm. I think Sterling K. Brown, talking about Waves, I think he's a great actor. Sterling K. Brown is exceptional. He's played in Hotel Artemis. Did you see that?
I heard about it.
It's really good. I think he plays in the TV show This Is Us.
Oh, that guy.
I believe that's the show. But yeah, he's a really good actor. He played in Black Panther. He was Killmonger's dad.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that guy always.
Yeah.
But I caught him.
But you know that guy.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah. Sterling K. Brown's a great actor. I'm a huge fan of Mahershala Ali. Let me shut up before we get into an actor conversation.
Oh man, how Hollywood been blackballing us for years.
I'm just saying. There's some dope dudes who I think are finally starting to get their shine. And like I said, this cat, Kelvin Harrison. He's a young actor. I think a good actor. That, like I said, I'm gonna tap in with him. He's done like a lot of independent stuff too, which I think is good. I like those types of films. It has a lot more free reign with being, instead of being like just pigeonholed as like stereotypical shit. So Luce, I would recommend it. Take a look at it, check it out. Octavia Spencer is great in that movie as well. And yeah, that's all I got on it.
Well, I told y'all I started watching Undone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if y'all don't know what Undone is, it's an Amazon original show where this Hispanic woman, her dad dies. Her dad dies a couple of years earlier, and then she gets into a car accident herself. But it turns out that it was really her dad who caused the car accident because he's trying to speak to her from the dead. And the whole show's premise is
what?
Yeah. This is really what happened. She's like, this show's trippy as fuck, man.
You trying to kill her so you can talk to her? Hey, let me holler at you real quick.
I feel like, what's funny? I actually feel like that was like a spoiler. I feel like I wasn't supposed to say that because they didn't reveal that until like episode 6. And I was like, I feel like I wasn't supposed to say that.
How long has that show been out?
2 years.
All right, yeah. I just told somebody there's no rules on, like, there's the statute of limitations.
Is there? Oh, spoiling shit?
Yeah. My movie just came out a year ago, so I think that's still time to not say nothing.
Wait. Oh, no, I lied. It's only been a year. Actually, it hasn't even been a year.
Hey, no spoilers.
No
spoilers, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Damn. All right. Well, anyway, so yeah, she gets in this car accident. Then it turns out that it has this link where she can travel between two realms. This show has a heavy focus on Native American beliefs. Also, I gotta say that because they talk about it a lot. So, even though she's Hispanic, and her dad is white, her dad's Bill Odenkirk, the guy from Breaking Bad. Saul.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. He's the dad.
Look at black people. We gotta say like the characters.
Yeah. He's one of the people in the show. This show is a beautifully animated show. I will say that. It's beautifully animated. It definitely had a budget behind it. It's very well written. And it's not just that. It deals with a lot of shit. It deals with a lot of stuff. It deals with trauma, PTSD.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to get back into that show, man.
It's good.
Everyone says the animation is great.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's not great. I think I just got to get used to. I got to get something about it is just a little off-putting for me. I don't have the right adjectives to say it. It's not badly animated.
It's trippy, man. It's a trippy ass.
I just think I have to. Yeah, I just think I have to just maybe get adjusted to it. It's kind of like what show did I watch? I watched Homecoming, and it was something about like they shot certain scenes at like a certain aspect ratio, where like basically like the sides were like black, but that was basically to kind of like distinct the different timelines. And it bothered me for like the first 4 episodes, and I kind of just got over it and got used to it. So maybe something like this is kind of the same thing where I have to just get used to the animation, and because I've heard the show is good.
Yeah, it's a great show. People, yeah, it's a great show, and I will check it out. Unfortunately, The Boys is about to come out, so it's a lot of shows that got to take a back seat. You got The Boys, you got Tenet, you got Lovecraft Country.
I mean, yeah, man. It's a lot of
it's the time.
Movies coming back out. We got shows that's coming back up. So it's like, damn, I gotta.
Speaking of movies, are you gonna see Mulan? Did you hear about how the premiere access? Are you gonna watch
doing
that?
like the $30 type of joint? Or?
Did you hear that it's free in France? Oh, included with the original subscription. So they're only doing everybody else like that except France.
I know a way to find it.
Trust me.
That's all I can say.
Oh no, don't worry. We'll have it.
I will obtain the film.
Are you excited about it?
From Mulan. Live action Disney movies.
I've only seen 2 good ones so far. Well, maybe 3.
I wasn't, because I'm gonna keep it real with you. When everyone was super dope. They were super stoked about the Lion King.
Oh,
I just was not.
That shit was bad.
But even before, it just didn't speak to me. I don't know. So,
Beauty and the Beast was good. That was a good one. Beauty and the Beast one was good, and there was another one.
And this is just my own personal like preconceived thing. So like anyone who is gonna watch the Mulan movie, cool. I'm just saying like
no, they got the bad track record.
You feel what I'm saying?
So it's okay.
You know what I mean? I just will I see it at some point? I probably will. But am I excited to see it? I can't say that I am.
Yeah, they're not getting $30 out of me.
That's what I'm saying. If I pay 30 for it, because that's what happens. If I pay 30 for it, then I'm gonna really be sitting there talking. about
not for that one.
Yeah,
not for that. I'm not even paying for that to see Black Widow.
I'm gonna be nitpicking scenes and shit. They didn't even fall off the horse. $30. I'm like, yo.
So yeah. Anyway, I was just wondering. So yeah, that's what we're watching. Go check it out. On the sports, everybody's boycotting.
Well, as of today, Sunday, I do think that the NBA games have resumed. There was a brief period last week, Wednesday and Thursday, where the players had boycotted games in response to the Jacob Blake shooting / Kenosha protests with the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting as well.
Mm-hmm.
So players protested, or they boycotted in a form of protest. To be completely honest with you, I'm not really sure if, because they resumed play, so something went awry, and from what I read and saw, at one point, Kawhi and LeBron was like, "Yo, man, fuck this season. Let's pack it up." And then the owners was like, "Nah, we gave y'all niggas shirts. We painted the courts. We let y'all put names on the back of y'all jerseys.
Disney World.
We gave y'all $300 million.
Yeah,
enough. You niggas better get out there and hoop." I'm just saying.
I believe it though. I know. I can see that
because look,
I can see
they
it.
was playing. They was not playing Wednesday. Saturday they playing. From what I understand, the Bucks made a decision because Milwaukee, I think they play maybe like 30 minutes away from that location.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for them, because they initiated the boycott,
which makes sense.
Okay, I think what happened is that teams were not expecting that. So
no, yeah, they said the teams planned it, but Milwaukee kicked it off before.
Right.
Yeah, before everybody was ready.
So now the discussion is like, okay, we got to be on the same page with this type of stuff. Mm-hmm. Because I heard because again, those meetings that they had with those owners, I heard that there were some guys that was going back and forth. I heard that LeBron was pissing some motherfuckers off. There was a lot of just not being on the same page about stuff. So I don't know. I guess ultimately, I'm not sure what the boycott actually did. Now I know people are talking about how players or the teams are using their arenas as voting centers, but I don't think
which is good.
But I don't think the boycott is made that happen. They could have easily did that just off the strength. But you know, my personal thing is either play or don't play. Y'all said y'all was gonna use the bubble to play and use your platform, so play and use your platform. If you're not gonna play it, don't play.
Yeah.
So that was my thing behind it. So I get it. Look, it's from Milwaukee. Yo, this we played not far from there. That's kind of our community. I kind of get it, but I think in the sake of being unified and having the plan, if the plan was, hey, we're gonna come down to Orlando, we're gonna play, we're gonna use our platform, you got to see that through. You feel what I'm saying? Otherwise, don't play.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of where I'm at this point. It's either you gonna play or you don't. So, I mean, I commend them for taking the stand though, for sure. Because at the end of the day, these are their livelihoods, and they're putting their livelihoods on the line for a bigger cause than themselves. So I do commend them, and they're doing the best they can with what they got. They can only do so much. You know, they already post all over social media. They already do everything. So I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting situation, especially because it's in the middle of the playoffs. That's I kind of wondering where this is gonna go at this point. But right. They're not the only league that's doing this either. That's the thing.
So I think you said the NHL
suspended the playoffs, which is crazy.
Now, and I don't know if you know the answer to this. They are postponing the season. They're going to continue the playoffs at some point, or
they when I read about it, it didn't go. I don't think they really know where they're going to take it at this point. They just kind of was like, all right, let's chill.
See, and that's the kind of the issue that I have, and I say issue not as like a harsh critique, but if you plan on boycotting, I think you should have this is what we're gonna do. Mm-hmm. I don't like the whole let's just do something now and then figure it out as we go. I just think that I don't know if that's a good look. I'm a fan, especially now more than ever. Got to have game plans. Got to have a course of action.
Yeah.
And again, I do think to what you're saying. There are. They're using their platforms. They're guys that are speaking. Obviously, they're pre-game, post-game, and I think that again, I think if that's how they feel is the best way to go about it, that's the best way to go about it. But when you start boycotting and you have George Hill saying, "Yo, I don't even know if we shouldn't even came down here," because he said that.
He did.
He said that. I don't even know if we should have came down here. You got LeBron saying, "Yo, fuck this season." And trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like you're, you got to stay the course. If you felt that this was the best way to do it, you got to see it through.
I agree.
Because what happens if somebody else gets shot? You gonna boycott again? Like you got like you have to, like I said, you got to stay where you're at. And look, I get it's hard. I could imagine George Hill saying, "Damn, I could have been out there with them, but I'm here in the bubble. I could have been out there in Kenosha with the people too." Because I think the difference between like the George Floyd situation, the players were out there with the people. They was out there. They was really out. They was able to be out there with the community.
There was no bubble at that moment.
You feel what I'm saying? So now, I know some of them maybe feel like, damn, I'm here, and I'm doing my part here, but I might be better served with the people. So it's tough, man. Look, it's not an easy situation. It's not an easy solution. And like I said, when I say issue, it's not like hard issue, because look, this is not a perfect situation, so I don't think there's any perfect solution. But I'm only saying that if you have made a decision of a certain course of action and a certain game plan, I think you have to see that game plan through. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that.
So that's all I'm saying. But again, salute to these brothers. Salute to everyone who is using their platform and using their voices. And I think Donovan Mitchell stated that he was gonna he made a donation that Adidas matched towards the for the children of Jacob Blake to pay for their educations.
Oh, that's good.
So I thought that was a very good gesture on his part. And there's there's players that are still out here doing stuff, and even players that are not in the bubble who are still out there, doing things. So it's a joint effort. I think that's the other thing too. Like, even though yes, there's certain players that are in the bubble, but the league is full of players who are still, some of them are at home, and there's still a lot of guys that are doing the work in their respective places. So I really just I commend these guys, and just continue doing what you're doing, man. Like I said, it's gonna be tough. And I could see the frustration, and you can't allow that frustration to steer you from the course of action.
Nah, that's like with the NBA TV ratings, same thing. Stick to it.
Yeah,
you got to.
So,
whew, man, this was damn. There really was nothing positive to talk about. This is crazy.
So Tenet's coming out this week. We finna.
Yeah, we gotta end this somehow.
Listen,
I already got my tickets.
Oh, so listeners, if you're still here at this point, I would advise that you watch Tenet this week.
Don't look at the reviews.
You may get a 2-hour podcast about Tenet next week.
You might just.
You might just
get Patreon.
You might find out if
we might make a Patreon just for the Patreon.
Christopher Nolan we may declare him the GOAT or not. You never know. So, positive note. Again, just for me, it's a hard day for a lot of people. Again, because of Chadwick, but I think one of the things that we can do in that situation is try to push forward and find the good that we can do. Maybe not in the community, maybe just in your own home, maybe just amongst your own family, amongst your own peers. Just try to maybe give someone a pick me up. You may know someone who's struggling financially right now. You may find someone who's just, and we know the toll that isolation is taking on folks mentally. Just maybe call some folks and check in with them.
Mm-hmm.
Zoom is a great thing. I got some folks, I got buddies that they got the fantasy draft coming up. We about to get on a Zoom call, and mostly that's just to kind of just see each other's faces and just chop it up and make sure everyone's in good spirits, and try to take advantage of some of these things that are out there. Zoom, Skype. Call somebody up. Just call on the phone. Check in with folks. Just have a conversation. Watch TV together. Netflix. Do they still have that little Chrome group?
The Netflix party.
Yeah.
I would imagine they do. I don't know why they would get rid of it.
Well, I mean, I'm only saying.
Oh, I mean, I know a couple because ever since they did, I've seen a couple apps implement it. So
I think talk to your people, man. Check in on your people. Check in on your folks. And I don't really have anything else.
Go vote. Make sure you vote this November. There's a lot of important elections coming up. Y'all want to see change? It starts with the little places, not just the big ones. You got your police chief elections coming up. You got attorney elections coming up. You got all types of elections coming up. So you want to go see change? Well, go vote. I know it's easier. I know a lot of people be like, well, it's easier said than done or whatever, but it's those little changes that make a big difference. That's how you end up without the Jacob Blake situations, because that all comes down to culture, training, and everything else that society has allowed police to get away with. And not just police, because you can see there's systemic racism in all facets of life. So if you want to see changes, please, if you can't protest, at least make it to your ballot.
Well said.
What else? Get YouTube Premium. It'll change your life. And look both ways when you cross the street. Those are my closing statements.
All right. So we are going to wrap it up for this week's episode of the Pencil Pushers Project. Once again, please like, subscribe, follow, and tap in with us for new updates. For those of you who have been checking out the YouTube pages, we appreciate the views. Also, make sure to throw them likes in there, throw some comments in there, give us some feedback.
Yeah.
Engagement.
Really appreciate it.
And we will be looking to interact with some of you folks. So please reach out to us and communicate. We want to try to make a better effort to engage with our supporters, because we do appreciate it. Again, these are tough times for a lot of folks, and it's tough for us doing this podcast simply because, music was the focal point, and in this current time, music has kind of become secondary. So we are very grateful for your support, and you guys have a great week. Be safe if you are traveling, because listen, I know folks are taking vacations, and I'm not knocking it.
Yeah, like I said, apparently Mexico's lit right
escape, now. Yeah. Wherever you're going, hell, whether you're just going out of state, going to a beach somewhere, try to enjoy life. Right now it's about, and I brought up Hotel Artemis, and I'm going to there's a quote, there's a line from the movie. Sterling K. Brown character says, you work with what you got, not with what you hope for. So
that's a bar.
And the way he said it too.
That's low-key a bar.
He one of them
goddamn
very eloquent talking niggas. And
What you think? What if he wrote that himself?
He was like, "Hold on, 1 second. Let me try something real quick. Let me add it real quick." And he just said it.
He dropped the mic.
Yeah, he said it. And shout out to Sterling K. Brown. I'm finna make me I should put together like my top actors list right now. Top black male actors. Because like I said, I know everyone runs to Denzel, and Denzel's put in the body of work to have the status. But I think there's a lot of dope actors that maybe are flying underneath the radar.
Yep.
And us, I'm a movie guy, so I like to see these young brothers doing their thing, and not just doing like the stereotypical roles, and having roles that give them more. Oh, one more thing about Chadwick. Chadwick talked about how he got let go of from a show because he was like, I'm not going to do the stereotypical stuff. And it was one of those soap opera shows, like very, very early in his career. And they had him doing like the stereotypical like black guy criminal deal. And he was like, yeah, I'm not rolling. And then like the next episode, he said he did it. And after that, they was like, yeah, we going a different way. So, I know I said that. I know I said we're wrapping up.
Yeah, I'm saying like, damn. I said closing statements. I feel like I should have held off on it.
All right, so all right, we're closing for real this time. I promise. Thank you all again. Be safe. Have a great week, and we are out of here.
Don't forget the HBO Max app sucks.
Positive, man. What you doing, man?
You're right. My bad. My bad, man. Hey, stay positive. Be safe.
Be good, guys. Peace.